And I had a listener actually message me and ask me and tell me they had a suggestion for the name. So we talked about this, like I think it was like 2 podcasts ago, but what we would rephrase flexible dieting to.
Great.
Have you thought of a name?
I haven't.
No one knows.
No.
He said like moderate dieting, so shout out to David for that one. But
well, see, the thing is, the original name for flexible dieting, before I think they even gave it that term, was everyone just said IIFYM.
which I hate that acronym.
That acronym came from the message boards where somebody would write a question and it would say like, hey, can I fit a Pop-Tart into my diet? And someone would get tired of just writing, yeah, if it fits your macros, and eventually it just became IIFYM. And that was essentially associated with Pop-Tarts and like all the junk foods and everything like that. So when you said IIFYM, people assumed that meant eating Pop-Tarts and eating junk. So then people who tried to make it a little bit more mainstream came up with the name flexible dieting. And I think that's a great way to describe it. You know, that's how I would describe it. But again, flexible dieting then became associated with that same scenario. Oh, can I fit Pop-Tarts into my diet? If somebody asks me, can I fit Pop-Tarts into my diet? I'll tell them yes. But if you're trying to get the most out of your diet, there's better ways to do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just say yes.
You know, and this is the cool part about like nutrition. It's so varied based on person to person.
Yeah, it depends.
You know, and we were just talking about this off air, but we were talking about getting more potassium in our diet.
Right.
And like, well, you know, in order to hit the potassium that I need to have like 5 bananas a day.
Mm-hmm.
And then calorically, that's kind of like a waste.
Right.
You know, but then you have to look at, and this is the cool part about like just nutrition in general, is like then you start to look at the different foods and say, okay, well, what has more potassium than this?
Right.
All right, potatoes is one, you know, kiwis another, and things like that, and starting to find those different foods. That's really what like flexible dieting really is.
Exactly.
And people mistake it for like Pop-Tarts. But we haven't come up with a name yet, but we have to. And then we have to brand it as our own, and that's what we're going to go with. That's to be a cool name, though.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, man, and I hate to speak things into existence of myself, but I am not good at making up names. Like, I'm not original with coming up with names.
Right.
Like, my names are always, like, look at the name of this podcast, New York Muscle Radio. Like,
Where did that come from?
I don't know. I don't even know.
It just popped into your head. And
Yeah. I'm like, you know what? I live in New York. It's about muscle. It's a radio show. New York Muscle Radio. And it kind of just stuck, but
sometimes simplicity is best. You know?
I really think we could have thought of I could have thought of a better name, but whatever, neither here nor there. But so yeah, I'm relying on you for this one, man. So whatever name you come up with, I'm gonna take it and run with it. So just an FYI. But I'll give you credit. I'll give you credit where credit is due.